Marcus puts the same money into index funds. They both think they made wrong because one of them, Jake buys a rental property, Marcus puts the same money into index funds. They both think they made the smarter choice. They're both wrong because one of them forgot to count the hours and the other forgot to count the zeros. And when you actually run the numbers over 20 years, the gap will make your stomach drop. Let's keep this fair. Jake and Marcus both have $50,000 saved. They both earn $55,000 a year. They're the same age, same city, same financial starting point. The only difference is what they do with that 50 grand. Jake uses it as a 20% down payment on a $250,000 rental property, a modest 3-bedroom house in a decent neighborhood. He takes out a 30-year mortgage at 7% interest. His monthly mortgage payment is about $1,330. He finds a tenant willing to pay $1,800 a month in rent. On paper, that's $470 a month in profit before he spent a single dollar on anything else. Jake feels like a genius. Marcus takes the same $50,000 and drops it into a total stock market index fund. No leverage, no tenants, no keys to hand over. He sets up an automatic contribution of $300 a month and doesn't think about it again. His co-workers ask him what he's investing in. He says, index funds. They nod politely and change the subject. Nobody's impressed. On day one, Jake has a house, a tenant, and a story to tell at dinner parties. Marcus has a brokerage account and a confirmation email. It's not even close in terms of how it feels. But feelings and math are two very different things. For the first few years, Jake is living the landlord dream. Rent checks hit his account on the first of every month. He drives past his property on the way to work and thinks, I own that. He's claiming mortgage interest and depreciation on his taxes, shaving a couple thousand off his tax bill each year. He's building equity with every mortgage payment. He's watching comparable homes in the neighborhood tick up in value. Everything about this investment feels real, tangible, and smart. Marcus? He logs into his brokerage account once a quarter, sees the number go up a little, then down a little, then up a little more. Year one, his $50,000 grows to about $55,000. Year two, maybe $61,000. It doesn't feel like anything is happening. There's no key in his pocket, no tenant texting him, no asset he can point to from his car window. Just a number on a screen. Jake's friends ask him about the property. Marcus's friends don't ask him about anything. The social proof alone makes Jake feel like he's winning by a mile. Let's look at the numbers through year three. Jake has collected roughly $64,800 in rent. His mortgage payments total about $47,880. That leaves $16,920 in gross cash flow. Sounds great, until you subtract everything else. Property taxes run about $3,000 a year. Insurance adds another $1,500. He's already replaced a water heater for $1,200, fixed a leaking roof for $2,800, and dealt with 1 month of vacancy between tenants that cost him $1,800 in lost rent plus $600 to clean and relist. Property management? Jake does it himself to save money, but that means phone calls at 10 p.m., weekend showings, and coordinating repairs on his lunch break. After all real costs, Jake's actual net cash flow over 3 years is somewhere around $2,000 to $4,000. Not the $16,920 that looked so good on a napkin, and that doesn't account for a single hour of his time. Marcus, meanwhile, has put in $50,000 plus $10,800 in monthly contributions. At roughly 10% average annual return, his portfolio is sitting at about $76,000. He spent 0 hours managing it, 0 phone calls, 0 emergencies. But Jake still has leverage working for him. His $250,000 property has appreciated maybe 3 to 4% a year and is now worth around $270,000 to $280,000. His equity, the difference between what the house is worth and what he owes, has grown to roughly $55,000 to $65,000. That's real wealth, and it came partly from using the bank's money. That's the power of leverage, and it's the one advantage stock investors can't easily replicate. The rent check is the number everyone talks about. It's the number on the YouTube thumbnail, the number at the real estate meetup, the number your landlord buddy brags about at the barbecue. What nobody talks about is everything that comes out of that rent check before you actually keep any of it. Vacancy. The average rental property sits empty about 1 month per year. That's not a disaster, but it's a full mortgage payment with zero income to cover it. And when a tenant leaves, you're paying for cleaning, minor repairs, listing fees, and your own time to screen and show. Maintenance and repairs. The general rule is to budget 1 to 2% of the property's value per year for maintenance. On a $250,000 house, that's $2,500 to $5,000 annually. Some years it's a $200 faucet fix. Other years it's a $7,000 HVAC replacement that you didn't see coming and can't postpone because it's August and your tenant is threatening to leave. Capital expenditures. Roofs last 20 to 25 years. Furnaces last 15 to 20. Water heaters last 10 to 12. These are guaranteed future costs, and they come in chunks of $5,000 to $15,000.